Would you like some more, honey?
No, thanks. I have to get going anyway.
Oh, would you like me to help you with that science project?
I already have it in the box. And I'm meeting Judy later, and she's going to help me take it to school.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Have a nice day.
Right.
Bye, Greta.
Matt, could we talk for a minute?
Go ahead.
I think we're making a mistake with Greta.
Maggie, I don't want to get into that
It's
now.
important.
Is it too important to wait till tonight?
I think we've already waited too long.
All right. I'm listening.
Matt, I think we can't ignore Greta's request for birth control.
I've already told you how I feel about that.
I know that, and I feel that we should discuss this a little further.
Frankly, I don't think there's anything to discuss.
The doctors will return in just a moment.
Matt, please. Sit down. Can't we just talk about this?
All right.
Honey, I know it's difficult for you to accept the fact
Greta
that...
is only a child.
I know that. But she has adult desires.
Then she'll have to learn to control them.
Oh, Matt, come on. Now, you know as well as I do that that's not always possible. I'm afraid if we don't give her birth control, she'll get pregnant.
And if you give it to her, it's like giving her a stamp of approval. Anything she wants to do, any time is all right. And that's wrong.
I agree. I agree with you in principle. Yes, Greta is too young to have sexual relationships, but sometimes you have to give way to principles in lieu of the harsh reality, and I think you're acting on principle, and you're ignoring the harsh reality.
And what is this harsh reality as you see it?
Greta thinks she's in love with Billy. I know she's tempted.
Then it's time to reaffirm our standards, not abandon them. It seems to me you're too anxious to be one of the girls with Greta, to be a pal. You can't always be a pal when you're a parent.
I don't agree with you. I mean, I don't think that it's always necessary to be the omnipotent father figure either.
Well, believe me, in the long run, she'll respect you more if you have principles and stand up to them.
I know what you're saying. But times are beginning to change, and I think we have to change with them or we're going to lose a daughter.
Oh, please, don't be so melodramatic. We're not going to lose a daughter.
If we don't bend a little, yes. Yes, we will.
Why do you have to go overboard? Lately, everything is blown all out of proportion.
What? Oh, God, Matt. Sometimes I just think that we are never going to be close again.
That's exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about. You've been back here for a little over a week. That's hardly time to work out the kind of problems that we're facing. I told you it was going to take time.
Time for what? To find out if you still love me?
Is that what you think?
I don't know what to think. You haven't even touched me. You haven't even showed me that you care. I feel rejected.
Well, pressuring me is not going to help. I mean, I'm not the one that was unfaithful. You act as though I'm the guilty party. I can't be pressured into something I don't feel.
I don't mean to pressure.
I have things that I have to work out in my mind.
So do I.
Well, I've got to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey,
Got a
Dad.
minute?
Come on in. Let me turn this thing down. You can't hear, right?
Thank you.
Okay, I'll turn it off, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Hey, how's Eric doing?
Not too good, Billy. He woke up very tired again this morning. Carolee took him over to the hospital. Wakefield wants to run some more tests today.
Boy, I feel so bad for that little guy.
So do I, Mel. So do I. Billy, Matt talked to me again about Greta.
Uh-oh.
He feels very strongly that she's just much too young to be involved in a sexual relationship. And he's got it into his head that you and Greta are on the verge of having just that kind of relationship.
Well, what does he want me to do, Dad? Does he want me to stop seeing her?
No, he didn't say that.
Well, come on. I mean, tell me, what did he say?
He feels Greta's being pressured into having sex.
Boy, that's funny. That really is.
Is it?
Dad, Dr. Powers must be living in the dark ages. I mean, girls are very sexually liberated, and they at least have as much to say as we do about the whole thing.
Sure. I don't disagree with that.
You don't?
No. But that doesn't really address itself to the problem. Matt is worried about her, and the message is loud and clear. Don't encourage her sexually.
Well, what if she encourages me as much as I encourage her?
Does she?
Look, Dad, the point I'm making is that girls today, see, they're very, what you call liberated, you know?
Well, yeah. I think you're going to have to cool it with Greta.
Well, Dad, I gotta tell you something. I'm gonna tell you the truth. For reasons of my own doing, I am gonna cool it with Greta. But there are reasons of my own doing.
Okay. I'm awfully glad to hear you say that. It's going to make life a lot simpler for everybody.
But Daddy's always getting down on a case for one thing or another.
He worries about her.
Yeah, but that's because he shuts himself off in his own little world. He makes himself his own judge, jury,
Billy, come on.
executioner.
Don't be too hard on Matt.
Dad, I want to ask you a question. I want to know if you agree with him.
I think you've got to try very hard to see things from his point of view.
I'm trying, Dad. I really am. Whatever that point of view is.
You know, I think I've got it a lot easier. Being a father to a son is so much simpler when it comes to sexual matters.
Let me tell you something. When Steffi gets older, she's gonna have it a lot easier because she's got a father like you.
Well,
And you're a lot more understanding than Matt Powers is.
don't be too sure of that. I haven't had to face the problem yet. But I appreciate the fact that you seem to feel that way. Billy, believe me, I wish there was something that I could do to help this situation, but Matt is adamant.
Dad, all I can say is I'll try to cool it, okay?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mom.
I didn't expect to find you up so early.
Well, I'm so excited I can't sleep. Oh, would you look at this bowl? Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, no, that's a lovely thing.
We got a lot of silver.
Yes, I expect you'll get some more. I guess the only thing you really missed by eloping was the celebration.
Yes, you're right. We did.
Well, with your permission, I'd like to do something about that.
Oh?
Yes, I'd like to throw a party for you and Jason. Well, not just to celebrate your marriage, but to introduce you to some friends of ours.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yes, there's so many people you have yet to meet.
And I want to. All of them.
Oh, good. I do so hope that you will want to be part of our friends in Madison.
Well, then nothing would make me happier.
Oh, my dear, there are some sort of obligations for being at Aldridge in Madison. Not that anything is really required, but, oh, I don't know, people expect it.
What sort of obligations?
Well, you know, community work, social work, that sort of thing. And then we have a real circle of friends.
Mona, I assure you, I will work very hard to be everything an Aldrich should be.
Yes, I know you will.
I really want to thank you. I appreciate your wanting to do all these things.
Well, I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I think maybe the best thing to do first would be to introduce you to the Board of Trustees of Hope Memorial.
Oh, but how is that possible? It sounds so important.
Darling, nothing's impossible, especially if you are one of the bigger benefactors of the hospital.
I don't know what to say. Except, I think maybe I'm dreaming.
Then you do want to do it?
Oh, yes. Just tell me what I have to do.
Now, don't you worry about a thing. I'll see to everything.
Oh, I am so happy.
Fine.
Listen, what's going on in the kitchen? Mother and Nola are in there like a couple of schoolgirls. They're laughing and giggling about some big party or something.
Well, good. That's the kind of thing that Nola loves.
You look tired.
Well, I am. I guess the old jet lag caught up with me, and we didn't get much sleep in our honeymoon.
You complaining? That's the way it's supposed to be.
Sit down. You want some coffee?
No, thanks. I gotta get over to the hospital. I want to see the results on some of these latest tests they're running on Eric.
By the way, how is he?
He's not very good, Jason. He has a condition that's called tachycardia.
What's that?
Well, in plain English, it means that he has an irregular heartbeat.
Well, how did that happen?
I wish we knew. Apparently, he was born with a cardiac obstruction, and it didn't show itself until very recently.
What do you do to treat it?
Well, it looks like he's going to need a very new and very complicated operation.
What happens if he doesn't have the operation?
Well, he could sustain a very overwhelming episode, which in plain English means he could die.
Oh, Steve, I'm sorry. I wish there was something I could do to help.
No, there isn't anything at this point. He's in the hands of a very good pediatric cardiologist.
Someone at Hope?
No. As a matter of fact, he's an Australian. He's one of the pioneers of this new surgical technique.
Well, it sounds like you got the best.
I hope so. I really do. I can't say I'm exactly crazy about the fella. He seems to go out of his way to make himself difficult.
Well, isn't that going to make it even more difficult for Eric?
No. As a matter of fact, he gets along extremely well with children. He won Eric over on their first meeting. He just doesn't take much trouble getting along with his peers, that's all.
Well, I think Eric's opinion of him was very important.
Oh, yeah. If Eric had hated him, I would have turned to another surgeon.
Look, I don't have to tell you this, but if you need me for anything, just say so, you know. I mean, after all, Eric's not only my nephew, but he's my godchild as well, and I owe him a few things.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My God, it's good to have you home.
It's good to be home. You shouldn't have to go through this mess by yourself.
Well, normally, Carolee and I can spell each other, support each other through these episodes, but we're both under the same strain.
And you need a strong shoulder to lean on.
I'm going to need it.
Anytime, partner.
Mona wants to know if you'd like some breakfast.
No, I ate at home. I just want to look at you, pretty lady.
Listen, I'm really very sorry about Eric. If there's anything I can do.
You're a nice lady, too. No, Carolee might need some cheering up.
Oh, that's easy. I know. I'll stop by as soon as I can and see her.
She'd appreciate that. She'd like to see you, too.
Oh, hey, we got some presents for the kids.
Oh, cut it out, you guys. What, you spent your honeymoon shopping for children?
Well, I think we must have bought out in Mexico. We certainly tried.
Yeah?
Do you believe that? Oh, the kids are gonna love it.
Good.
Well, I hate to accept presents and run, but I'm due over there.
All right, take care.
I'll see you.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Steve.
Welcome home.
Take
Same
care.
to you. Right. See you.
Right. Well, I guess I should go soon, too.
You and me both. I promised Mona I'd be ready in 15 minutes.
Where are you going?
Well, first we have to go to the hairdresser. And afterwards, we're going to lunch with Mrs. Bellows, wife of Frank Bellows.
Yeah, the president of the bank, I know. They're both great bores.
Well, bores or not, they're important people to know.
Okay with me. Now, let's get this show on the road, huh?
Hey, wait a minute. Now, haven't you forgotten what you were going to tell me this morning?
What's that?
And every morning for the rest of our lives?
Oh, yeah. I love you.
And don't you forget it.
I won't. I promise. I love you. I love you. I love you.
And I love you.
I thought you already left for school.
Well, I'm meeting Judy in a few minutes. Since we have to hand in that science project, we have no class today.
Oh. Well, listen, are you sure you don't want me to drive you?
Yeah. Did Dad leave for the hospital yet?
Ah, yes, darling. He left some time ago.
Well, do you have a few minutes?
Oh, no, darling. I don't really. I'm terribly late.
Well, there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Can it wait until tonight, sweetheart? Really, I have to go.
I guess so.
It's not important, is it?
No.
Oh, that's good. Listen, we'll talk tonight, I promise. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
By 10 o'clock. I know. Judy, I don't know what to do. Another day has passed and I still haven't gotten my period.
Oh, no.
I'm so scared.
I know. I would be, too.
So what should I do?
Why don't you go back to the Hillside Free Clinic? I hate that place. Well, like it or not, they'll be able to tell you quick enough whether you're pregnant.
Please don't use that word.
Look, whether I use it or not, you've got to face that possibility. You could be pregnant.
Judy, will you cut it out?
Look, Greta, you've been sleeping with Billy without any protection. Figures you might get that unmentionable word.
There are other reasons for being late for your period, you know.
Like what?
Like a virus?
Well, Greta, if I were you, I'd go see that doctor in Hillside. They'll tell you if you have a virus and how far along it is.
Okay. I guess you're right. I do have to call them.
Good. Call them now, and I'll see you in a little while, and don't keep me waiting all day.
Okay. Bye. Hello? May I please speak to Dr. Partnow? Yeah. Hello, Dr. Partnow? This is Jean Perkins. Yeah. Well, I'd like to make another appointment to see you, please. Yeah, I'm kind of worried. I haven't got my period yet.
Hi.
Hi. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm on my lunch hour, but I couldn't wait to see you. I've got some rather exciting news.
Well, come on, tell me. Don't keep me in suspense.
You know Jim Pickering? He's an intern on the staff at Hope.
No, I don't think I do.
Well, anyway, he's finished his internship, and he's going to take up residency at Sinai in New York.
So?
Well, his apartment is available, and it's a terrific place, right? It's got plenty of room. It's right down near the water.
Oh,
beautiful view.
Right. I remember you raving about this apartment.
Yeah, I fell in love with the place the first time I ever saw it. Well, I want to take the apartment with one condition.
What's that?
I want to take the apartment if you'll take it with me.
You want to share an apartment with me?
Sarah, I want to marry you.
The doctors will return in just a moment.
I guess it'd be more romantic if I got down on my knees, but the feeling is there, Sarah. I love you. I want to marry you.
I don't know what to say.
Try saying yes. Then I can get on the phone to Jim and we'll get the apartment.
No, Mike, it's not that simple. I mean, I'm very flattered. I didn't expect this.
Well, I know you like to be swept off your feet like in the movies, so here I am, giving it my best shot.
I just talked to Nola last night about taking her place, and she said I could. It's perfect for me.
Yeah, but it's not perfect for me and Michael Paul.
No, well, no, but you could spend time there whenever you wanted.
That's not exactly what I had in mind. See, the nice thing about Jim's apartment is that it's plenty big for the three of us.
Mike, marriage is already a big step by itself, but to suddenly become the mother of a 3-year-old child.
Yeah, look, I know that's kind of a hard thing to step right into. I've been taking the lion's share of the responsibility anyway, so you could just ease into it.
No, I mean, Michael Paul is very easy to take care of, and I love him, but he'd look on me as his new mother, and I'm just not sure that I'm able to handle that responsibility.
You would handle that like you handle everything. Perfectly. Don't underestimate yourself, Sarah.
Mike, I would handle it if I were ready to accept the responsibility, but I'm not sure I am. This is so sudden.
Sudden? Sarah, I've been crazy about you for a long time.
And you know how I feel about you and about Michael Paul and...
Hey, I think you were making a little too much out of this motherhood business and Michael Paul. The real issue here is you and me. Now, what about that?
Well, we have a wonderful relationship.
Yeah, I think so, too.
We've been friends for a long time, Mike. We haven't been lovers that long.
Ah, but when it happened so naturally. It was like it was meant to be. Come on, trust yourself, Sarah. Trust me. Deep down in my heart, I know this thing is right. I'll make you happy, Sarah. I promise you.
Mike, you do make me happy. That's not the problem.
And what is?
So many things have happened in my life so fast. I'm going back to school. I just got this job at the hospital. I'm about to move out into my own apartment for the first time, and all these things are such big steps for me. And on top of that, you're asking me to become a wife and a mother. And I'm scared. I'm just scared.
Sarah, if we love each other, everything is going to work out. Now, I know you want to stay in school. I know you want to work. I understand you need that. Hey, look. I'm not trying to make you into some little housefrau.
Oh, Mike, I know that.
Well, will you marry me?
Mike. I've got to have some time. My whole life is changing in this next week, and I've just got to have some time to figure everything out and adjust to that.
I understand that. I really do.
I'm so glad. Because it's such a big decision, Mike, and I really don't want to rush it.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't say no. That's something.
You are wonderful. Do you know that? You really are wonderful.
You remember that when you're trying to make up your mind.
I will. It was just so sudden.
Yeah, it was sudden for me, too. I heard about Jim's apartment, then I rushed right over.
And swept me off my feet.
I tried.
And I appreciate it, Mike. I really do. I just really need time.
Well, you take all the time you need. Just as long as the answer is yes.
Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Another one of those days, huh?
Yeah. Well, I thought I could get down to the cafeteria, but I didn't make it. Let me pour you a cup of coffee.
Oh, no, thank you. Well, where's Dr. Wakefield? I mean, this is the time that you suggested that I come by to meet him, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll be here in a few minutes. Want to have a seat?
Well, if I'm interrupting your work, I can come back.
No, no, no. It's all right. You mind sitting here with me?
No, of course not.
Maggie, I've been thinking a lot about us. The tension, fighting, it's no good. It's not the way to live.
I know that.
And I realize that I'm to blame, too. I've been thinking about things. I realize that even if we didn't have all particular problems, it would be a difficult time with a teenage daughter going through crises. I mean, it would be a strain on the best of marriages. For us, it's an additional complication.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I've been trying to think about ways to relieve the tension and about Greta, and I decided you're probably right. We must let her have some form of birth control since she asked.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah, but I would want it definitely understood that even though we let her have contraception, we strongly believe that she's too young to be having any sort of sexual relationship.
I know how difficult it was for you to come to this decision. I'm very touched, and I'm very thankful.
Trouble is, I think of Greta as a little girl I could hold in my lap that loved her daddy.
Oh, believe me, I do understand that.
But I know times are changing. Whether I like it or not, we have to change along with them, yes. But I worry about my little girl.
So do I. But I guess we're just going to have to trust her.
Right. I know.
She's going to be very surprised.
Yes, I imagine she will. Well,
wish there were some other best doctor for Eric.
Well, what do you got against Dr. Wakefield? You haven't even met him.
I know, it's Mike. I mean, Mike's the one that's concerned about Dr. Wakefield.
Mike? Why?
Well, it seems that Dr. Wakefield is going to be a rival for the affections of Sarah.
What? I didn't know he knew anybody in town. He never said anything about it.
Well, apparently Sarah met him when she was in the Peace Corps in Africa. She fell in love with him. He was married, and Mike's afraid that she hasn't really gotten over him.
Well, for goodness sake, has he been seeing Sarah since he's been here?
I don't think she knows that Dr. Wakefield's in town. I don't know what's going to happen when she finds out. Mike said he felt that that affair left a scar.
I hate to see anything happen to Mike again. He's sure been through enough.
I know. You know, I think he really cares deeply about Sarah.
Well, love isn't easy, is it?
I agree.
I guess it's worth it.
Excuse me.
Dr. Powers, Dr. Wakefield.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Nola.
Just a few more hours of packing, and then the whole place will be yours.
Great. Nola, I have to talk to you.
You got a problem?
Yeah.
Well?
Well, Mike came over to see me today.
And?
He asked me to marry him.
Oh, honey, that's terrific.
No,
Congrats. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's what was in order.
No, I don't know what to do.
Well, the first thing you do is ask yourself, do you love him?
But I don't know. I mean, I know I like him. I know we get along really well together. He's a wonderful guy.
But you don't love him?
I don't know. I don't know. I know I have deep feelings for him, and I just don't know how deep they are. It's so different than
what you had with Colin.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was going to say. No, with Colin, my whole life was upside down. I never knew what was going to happen. Sometimes, just my heart would start beating so loudly that I was sure that he could hear it. I'd die sometimes if I couldn't see him. I don't know. When we were alone together, it was fantastic.
Sarah, he lied to you, and he hurt you. You've just gotten over what he did. He told you everything about himself except that he was married and had children. Now, that's not very decent.
I know. Oh, I thought I would die when I found out.
Well, you didn't. And now you have a man who loves you?
Oh, who loves me and who will never hurt me, and I know. I don't ever want to feel that kind of pain again.
Oh, Sarah, it's all behind you now.
Yeah, it is. I'm over Colin completely.
Oh, well, thank God for that. You know, I was just sick to see you when you pining away for that snake when you came back from Africa.
It's just, Nola, sometimes I wonder if Mike is the answer, you know? I crave that excitement the way it was with Colin in the beginning. Then I remember how it was at the end. Mike loves me, I know that. He's good and he's kind, and it's not wild and crazy, but it's comfortable.
Well, there's a lot to be said for that.
But is it enough? I mean, do I love him enough? I don't know. I mean, what is love?
Oh, come on. Sarah, people have been trying to answer that one since the world began.
Well, how did you figure out that you were in love with Jason, finally?
Well, you know, I had doubts at first. You
know, I know.
I just know that I'm in love with him.
But how do you know?
You'll just know. Honey, just take the time you need and think it out.
That's exactly what I said to Mike. He wasn't very happy about it. It's this apartment that some intern is giving up, and he had to have an answer right away. I couldn't give it to him.
Well, if he loves you, he'll wait.
And it's not even just marriage, it's instant motherhood. I mean, I don't think I can handle that yet.
If you love him, you can handle anything.
If I love him.
Steve should be here momentarily.
Fine.
How long do you plan to stay in Madison, Dr. Wakefield?
Well, that depends on Eric Aldridge. But I'll have to be letting them know back at Duke shortly exactly what my plans are.
I see. How do you like Madison?
Well, from what I've seen of it, it's quite nice.
Oh, then you mean you're not going to pack your bags and move right in, huh?
No. One town's pretty much the same as another to me. It's the hospital that comes first, and then the people that count.
Do you have any friends in Madison?
No, this is my first trip here.
Oh, of course.
Maggie. Hiya, Maggie.
Hi, Dr. Wakefield, it was very nice meeting you.
The pleasure was all mine.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, dear.
Sorry to be late. Babies have a nasty habit of being born at inconvenient times, right? No problem. You settled into your hotel?
I am.
Well, if there's anything that you need along the way, please don't hesitate to call me.
Thanks. I just looked at Eric's tests, and I definitely feel that surgery is indicated. My findings coincide with those of Dr. Powers. It's a microscopic blockage, a bundle of Kent in the atrium, and this is what's causing the irregularity of heartbeat. It's imperative that it be removed.
You been able to pin down the precise location of the obstruction yet?
No, not yet. I plan to map out Eric's heart in greater detail next week. Now, if there's more than one blockage, I might not be able to ascertain its exact position until Eric is on the operating table.
I see.
If the bundle of Kent is closer to the surface, I won't have to do open heart surgery. But if it's deeper, then of course I will.
When are you going to know?
Well, hopefully in a day or two. I would like Eric in the hospital on Wednesday of next week.
Whenever you say. I'll arrange for Ben.
And Dr. Aldridge, I would like you to tell Eric in advance exactly what the risks are involved. Namely, that there's a chance, although a small one, that he could die on the operating table. And a second possibility that he could die 2 or 3 days later if I don't successfully remove the bundles of Kent.
You can't be serious.
I assure you I am totally serious.
You want me to tell a 9-year-old child that he might die?
Yes, I do. It's absolutely necessary.
I can't do that.
You'd tell one of your patients, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course I would. My patients, however, are adults.
I have an unbreakable rule that the patient doesn't know the risks. I don't perform the surgery. A child has a right, just the same as adults. He has to know exactly where he stands. Now, if Eric is going to have this operation, he has to know how serious it is. I refuse to play God.